closed. Just got everything put away. Waiting for a lift. So this could be a very short live stream where I go, oop, my lift is coming. I got to run. I got to keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be staring at myself quite a bit, I think. Really, really a fascinating thing that I have discovered in 11 years of doing this business is that you've got to do sales like we're having right now, the end of the year clearance sale, when there's going to be people out. So the question is always, how many people are you going to have who are just walking into the shop because of when it is? It's summer, it's the last week of summer, it's vacation time, whatever, who will care about the sale. So that's why our big sale, of course, our biggest sale that we do every year is December 25th through January 1st. So many people in the world have off during that week. It's a very big deal for us to discount the entire store. And I thought this week we could do something like that. We are going to try, and I got to tell you, today at least, yeah, my driver is arriving in 13 minutes. Today at least, that definitely held true. Today, tons of people were just checking it out, just seeing what's what. Or, oh, hey, I was in town. I like this store. Oh, well, everything's an extra 25% off. Oh. And that worked. That really worked. Hopefully people are telling their friends, their past, they go, I just went to the store and everything was 25% off. That's so great. That's so wonderful. Because we really moved a lot of stuff. What's frustrating, what really gets me is people's like demands. They're not demands, they're not angry, but people are like, oh, do you have this? Do you have that? And it's like, well, I've got this, this, and this. And I go, no, I'm looking for that. Here's Spider-Man. I've got this Spider-Man, that Spider-Man, that Spider-Man. Oh, do you have any Spider-Man from this? No, I don't. I can order it for you. We'll get it for you. And that's that. And it's fascinating because most people, I would say the vast majority of people go, oh, well, I mean, you got so much stuff that I had a guy come in today and he was really just looking around. He goes, wow, I haven't read comics in years. It's so great what you have here. It's such interesting stuff. And he was paying and he goes, I got to tell you, man, I go into most comic stores and it's, Marvel, DC, it's the stuff everyone knows. He goes, this reminds me, I was in Paris and I went into a comic shop there and there was crime and there was romance. There was all this different stuff. And it's like what it's like in here. And you all know I love being compared to a BD shop. That's like really special for me to hear that we're like a Parisian BD store. You've just like, you don't have to buy me dinner anymore. That's it. I'm yours. I really appreciate it. He's like, I'm definitely going to be back. I'm definitely going to find things to read. I'm like, oh, that's terrific. And a lot of the people who just wanted to know, were just checking these out. We're with people going, oh, look, hey, they have this. Oh, hey, look, they have that. Wow. Oh, wow. And it was just really, a nice day, a good start to the sale. The sale runs through the end of the week. One of my customers, really, God bless him, put the sale up on a Reddit manga collecting group. And I instantly, within like half an hour, he said, oh, I did this. And I'm like, well, that would explain the message. I got people, what manga's for sale? How much is it? Do you do free shipping? Do you combine for multiple? I sent them pictures. I showed them all the stuff. Today's social media post, when I came in, was all the manga that's in the sale. And I had these people and they're like, okay, well, how much does it cost with the discount? And I'm like, well, it's 25% off. So if the book's $20, it's 15. Like, oh, okay. I have to think about it. I get it. I understand completely. I had another customer who only contacts me during sales. Only sales. He says, oh, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have that? And it's just like, okay, no, yes, no, yes. But when a total rando walks in, when a kid wearing his Deadpool t-shirt comes in, he goes, do you have, this is what he asked for, do you have Radiant Black? Do you have this specific Spider-Man collection? It's always like, buddy, I would love to have that. I wish I had that. I don't have everything. Specifically when it comes to Marvel, DC, it's impossible. There is so much stuff. It's crazy. There are times when people go, do you have this? I'm like, no, I don't have that obscure comic from 12 years ago. It's like, obviously you never say that, customer service, you're very polite, but it's like, it's difficult. And sometimes I'm like, oh, that's been out of print for a while. And they go, yeah, I know. That's why I was asking you, because it's been out of print. I look for it everywhere. It's like, I can't feel worse. I, I'm sorry. Like, I would love for you to have this thing, but I don't have it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, these posters are great. There's a whole bunch of them behind me, behind the counter at the shop. Got some Jules Pfeiffer, Lynn Ward, John Allison, one of my favorites. Anyway, yeah, it's really something that hey Doc, that like I don't want to say chafes. It's it's painful mainly because I think of how I was when I was a kid. Like you'd go into Blockbuster and you'd want some big movie from 10, 15 years ago that everyone's heard of because you and all of your friends have heard of it, and you go, you don't have this? And they'd be like, no, man. That's not even when I was first going to video stores. They'd be like, "That's not even on video cassette," or they'd be like, "Oh no, yeah, we know they released it, but we're not getting any here." It's just like, okay. Um, and again, I think it's come around long enough that people they get it. They're like, "Oh, I get it. Yeah, you can't have everything. Yeah, I understand." But it's still really frustrating when I go, "Oh, I don't have X, but I have Y and Z in that universe or whatever," and then people go, "Yeah, I only want X." I'm like, "Okay, I can order you X. We'll have it here, in 3 days." No, thanks, just looking. Thank you. What are you gonna do? But like I said, very, very successful day for the beginning of the sale. Hopefully, more people come out throughout the week for the sale. I've got a bunch of new books on Tuesday. Uh, oh yeah, I mean, not even it's true. Not even the internet has everything. Tuesday and Wednesday, new books. Those are also going to be part of the sale. There's a new Shangri-La Frontier. I think there might be a new, no, Godzilla Rivals is in 2 weeks. There's a new Saga, and it's going to be 25% off. So, yeah, definitely keep checking back as we look at the new stuff. Hit us up if you want anything shipped to you or picked up here. And that's about it. I have probably another 10 minutes until my lift is actually here, but I'm exhausted, man. 8 hours of customer service while also placing final order cutoff orders, getting Joe his Vampire Hunter D Omnibuy, and every other order and every other thing that I got to do. It's exhausting. It's really exhausting. The idea that my family is away, they're away for one more day, I get to go home and just like veg out is amazing to me because usually I have to go home and then go be a dad, which is a whole nother thing. Tomorrow my family comes back, and then Tuesday my daughter goes to college. Time is fleeting. It's crazy. Did a lot of reading over the weekend, over the Sabbath. Very lovely Sabbath. I got a lot of reading done. I got Lost Artists of Thomas Girton, which we've had for a long time sitting on my shelf. Beautiful book about English watercolorist Thomas Girton. Definitely recommend it. I caught up on the G. Willow Wilson Poison Ivy that I read, I think, issue 2, 4, 5, and 6. I read the trade all the way through. Right, Joe? College. She's going to college. What else did I read? I read so much stuff. Tons of single issues. Read the new X Factor, which I enjoyed very much by Mark Russell. Really just there's so much great stuff coming out. The best is when people are like, well, what are you? I had someone go on Friday. What are you enjoying right now? And I said, in what? In like superheroes and in single issue and in trade? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I read so much in so many different formats. Like, what are you looking for? And they went, oh, I guess stuff that's in trade. And I was like, oh, well, this is great and this is great. And it's stuff from the last 2 or 3 years. They don't know any better. That's new. That's new. If you buy comics every couple of months and I show you something you didn't know about that came out 3 years ago, that's totally new to you. People will have cell phones. They'll be using apps. It's not going to be old. Right? That's what makes something old when no one has cell phones around. All right. I don't want to miss my ride. Let's see. All right. It's going to be in about 5 minutes, so we can wrap it up. I will throw it out to all of you over here. Any questions? Any one last question? I will take one good chunky question that I can answer in less than 5 minutes. Jeopardy music. Do 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 do. I can't do Jeopardy music. I can't do Jeopardy music. Okay. Jeez. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Nope, I can't do that either. I don't do a good Ben Stein. Jim Lee's legacy. Joseph, why do you do these things to me? That's not a fair question, Joe. Jim Lee's legacy will be an artist who really pushed other artists forward into the world. He will be known for a few famous storylines that he was attached with. And I mean, we're talking like 100 years from now. 100 years from now, he'll be a tiny footnote in the history of comics. The stuff that he's doing at DC, he could end up being editor-in-chief of DC in a year or two, and then that'll change everything because he could make decisions or have his name attached to certain decisions that will change how DC is perceived. But as of now, his footnote will be someone whose popularity and fame changed the way superhero comics were done throughout the 90s and 2000s, who gave a lot of great opportunities for lots of great artists and writers. Electric Darkland. Does anyone else have a tough time reading From Hell? I did not have a tough time reading From Hell. I love Eddie Campbell, but I know a lot of people who have trouble with Eddie Campbell. The way his line is all broken up and the way that he panels and slowly moves through things can really, like, it draws you into the story, but there's very little happening on the page and you find yourself wandering. I've definitely had that issue, maybe rereading From Hell, but I love From Hell. Imagine if Jim Lee drew it, how difficult it would be to read. Think about that. All right. On that note, I will see you all tomorrow to complain about other things. Until then, remember, damn it, babies, you gotta be kind.